Grace be unto you and peace from God our Father and from the Lord Jesus Christ. I was glad when they said to me, let us go into the house of the Lord. I'm Father Steve Sellers, and thank you so much for tuning in today for this brief daily message of hope. I was thinking early this morning about a very dear friend I had back in college 5 decades ago, it seems like. Maybe it was 5 decades. But he had a great deal of trouble focusing and concentrating on what he was doing, and not just what he was doing in school, but what he was doing at any given moment. He was a wonderful guy, a great athlete, and he just had trouble staying focused. For example, when we would go to class, and we had a couple of classes together, he forgot that he was there to study and to learn. And he started socializing in class and talking and being distracted and distracting others and doing other things. And then occasionally he would just get up and walk out. He would forget that he was there for a reason. And the reason was to go to class. When we would compete in sports, he would often, during basketball practice, for example, would get in fights with his own teammates. And during games, it wasn't uncommon for him to get so angry at a teammate over something that may or may not have been relevant that he would start fighting physically against his own teammates. He eventually wound up in being drafted to play one of the pro sports. He was a baseball player also. He was a great player, but he never made it into the big leagues because while he was in, I think, single A baseball, he did the same thing. His mind would just go, and he would no longer be focused on what was happening on the field of play. He'd get in an argument with someone in the stands and would just drift away. He forgot his reason and his purpose for being there. And I was thinking about him this morning because we have a tendency to do that too. We get up each day, and if we don't stay focused on why we're here, we often forget why we are here. And Jesus, during the Last Supper, there's a wonderful episode in John chapter 13. It's also in Luke's Gospel that happens right at the Last Supper on Maundy, Thursday, where the apostles who were there sharing the meal with Jesus forgot why they were there for that Passover meal and began arguing among themselves about which of them was the most important of the apostles. And then John 13 tells us that Jesus heard their argument, got up from the table, took off his outer garment, wrapped a towel around his waist, and went around and started washing their feet. Right there, at the holy table, Jesus got up and began to do servant's work, the work of a slave, washing his apostles' feet during the middle of the dinner. And we know that Peter objected and said, "You'll never wash my feet." And Jesus said, "If I don't wash your feet, Peter, you have no part in me." And Peter said, "Well, wash all of me then." Well, Jesus finished washing their feet. He got up, he sat back down, and said, "Do you know what I've just done for you? I, your Lord, your teacher, and you call me those things, and it's right that you do. I just served you. I've given you an example, so you must do likewise." And then Jesus said, "As I have loved you, so you must love me." And that's how the world will know you belong to me. Not by your eloquent words or your miracles, but by the love you have one for another. We're here for a reason and a purpose too. His reason. We're here to love and to serve one another. And we must stay focused on that. And I'm speaking to myself this morning. I hope you have a wonderful weekend today. Stay focused and know that the Lord's there to help you do that. And God willing, I will see you at Mass tomorrow.